Welcome, Nambie, to the Indian Sun. It's so great to talk to someone from Meghalaya, my other home. I've been following your blog, Eat Your Kappa. I started following it actually since COVID days. Went into the rabbit hole of watching mukbangs, and I thought this was so refreshing. And your posts are very, very innovative. Anyway, with MasterChef, big congratulations! You were the runners-up of India's MasterChef 2023, and you literally introduced Northeastern cuisines to the national audience. But before that, let's talk about your food journey. Tell us briefly about it.
Like you said, you saw my journey since I started my YouTube channel. So it all started like that. I moved my base to Chennai, and when I was in Chennai, after I got tired of the masala dosa and the biryani there, I started longing for home food. And I started looking for recipes online, and whatever was available was in the vernacular language. So I saw an opportunity there, and that's how my YouTube channel started. And I've always been a rookie cook and a food enthusiast. I'm not a trained chef or anything. Sorry about my dogs. They have all sorts of trouble here. Yeah. So I started my YouTube channel then, and a lot of media houses. Even though my channel had very little following, I got, publicity from all the media houses in India. They looked at my channel as a gateway to Northeastern cuisine, which was very nice. After the COVID, there were a lot of influencers who had come, but I still remained one of the pioneers who started documenting Northeastern cuisine. And that's how I was called to audition for MasterChef India as well. I wasn't planning on, applying for the show, but I got a call, and that's what I did. I thought, why not? If you get an opportunity to showcase your cuisine in a international platform like MasterChef, why not? Yeah. So I took the plunge, and I got
That's wonderful, because there's so many YouTubers around. But what do you think worked for you?
I think sticking to the roots, like just believing in our cuisine, because there's so much to show about our cuisine that the mainland India does not know about. Our food doesn't show any sort of there's no big shout out of like garam masala and things like that. Our food is very simple, very humble. Our ingredients are all available in our backyard, homegrown. And it's so beautiful to achieve such amazing taste with very little minimalistic cooking. And I always believed in that. And there are so many dishes that, are there in the Northeast that people don't know about. And it's so beautiful. And I started documenting most of it. I'm still not even, I think, 10% there of like documenting our cuisine. And I think that really sort of helped me, because I had like a wide knowledge of all, sorts of cooking from the Northeast, from every tribe, from different states. And I think that played a huge role in my success in MasterChef Kitchen as well, because I had an understanding of like Northeastern cuisine, and my husband is from South India.
South India,
yeah. So I brought in a lot of twist to the dishes that I made. I always made a twist of like South Indian cuisine and Northeastern cuisine. So I in my
head, sort of like fusion. You mean to say you did a sort of fusion between Northeastern and South Indian cuisine?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come to all of those questions later. I want to ask you this. You lived in Chennai, stepped out of the Northeast of India. So did you think people perceived or had this stereotypical notions about Northeastern food as being stinky and bland? And did you have some challenges in MasterChef as well, dispelling those myths?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, one of my celebrated dishes was the axone, where I made the fermented soybean, and I named my dish South Meets East, because I actually made a dosa, and all the stuffing that the dosa had was chicken and bamboo shoot. It had like the podi that they eat with dosas, the podi powder. So I had that made with the fermented soybean, and it was a mixture of the two states. But it turned out really well, and they absolutely loved the bamboo shoot and the fermented soybean. I mean, I stunk up the entire kitchen, but like they really loved it. You know what they say when you eat like fermented soybean, the smell will kill you, but once you eat it, it will revive you back. It was sort of like that kind of a situation. And yes, I'm so glad I was able to showcase so many of the stereotyped ingredients of the Northeast, like I also for one of my challenges, my favorite ingredient was under a cloche, and it was the ngari.
Fermented fish.
Fermented fish. And I really enjoyed. I made a fermented fish chili oil, and they went bonkers. Actually, it was like really cool to showcase some of the things that people really frown about, and I'm glad, I got an opportunity to do so.
It takes a lot of orientation, isn't it? But for you to see that people instantly took to the ngari or akuni, which is fermented soybean, is amazing.
I think in a way, like, you also have to understand the fact that you are not catering to like the Northeastern crowd. These are people who are trying it maybe for the first time, and so you sort of have to have that in mind and make the dish in a certain way that will be okay for them.
And for people who don't know that you come from one of the matrilineal societies of India, the Garo society.
Right.
Now, I want to know, how did your background sort of change your approach to food, and and also in the MasterChef area, like how did people sort of view that?
I think it was, in fact, like a very new thing to a lot of people. I think people have heard of it, but they have not really met someone who comes from that society. And I think that is one of the reasons why my story in MasterChef was also very powerful and so impactful, because I think, being from a very remote village, and also both my husband and I have left our amazing, jobs in a major city like Chennai, and, have left our lifestyle for something that is so humble, in the village. And coming from the society, matrilineal society, I've always had a mother who's always been like, the not the head, but say the neck of the entire family. She would take care of a lot of things, and in fact, our education, everything. She's given the best. So I mean, it's such a society where women are given a lot of power and they take a lot of responsibility, and I'm so proud that that sort of worked as a motivation for me to showcase that to my daughter, to other women out there, that there's a society like this in Meghalaya, and we can do amazing things.
And is your husband enjoying his lifestyle and new role in Meghalaya?
I think, to be honest, I think he's had it. Like, I mean, he's like, at first it seemed like a little bit, like fancy thing to do. You move into a remote village and then you live this like slow, organic life kind of thing. But, we've not had to rest. There's so much work in the farm. I mean, it's like, we don't have like the hustle and bustle of the city, but like, you still find some time to go out in a city and then sort of like relax and do your own, go on a date night or whatever. Here, it's not like that. You're like on the farm early in the morning, you get up, you're taking care of the farm, you're trying to make things work, you're trying to make a video. I mean, it's just so hectic. And I also have a school, right? So I have to run to school and manage the school, and it's just been a crazy life. So sometimes we do long for like a city life and just like sit at home and order for food home.
So it's interesting. But how do you juggle your roles as an entrepreneur, a school teacher, blogger, farmer, and a cook, everything?
I honestly don't know how, but it's just been, I think we are both very supportive of each other, and we take turns in doing a lot of things that we both are not able to do together. So I think, it's been very hectic, but we are somehow being able to manage it. It's very stressful. We have our blood pressure medicines and anxiety medicines going on, but yeah, we are trying to just make things work.
Tell our audience some of the key ingredients and cuisines of Northeastern food. In short, some of the popular ones.
Yeah, so I think every household in the Northeast will have a dry fish, a fermented fish in their cabinets, in their pantry, and I think it's one of those ingredients that, like, we eat a lot of meat, right, in the Northeast. So in case there are days that when you don't have the opportunity to go buy meat, you'd be like, okay, we have dry fish. So I mean, we always have an everyday side of dry fish, fermented fish, with our meals. But in case we run out of meat or things like that, it's always a dry fish that is there to save our back. I think we also have a lot of things that are our backyard in itself are like our refrigerator. So I think right now, off the top of my head, is the fermented fish that is must have in every Northeastern cabinet or kitchen.
Yeah, and you also have a pickle business.
Yes.
What do you love about this business?
I think my love for pickling came from my mother, and it was always like this when when I would go to school and pack my lunchbox, there would always be a side of my mom's chili pickle, and my friends would love it. And it started long ago when I was a child, and I thought, okay, why not? Let's do this. And then she would send me meat pickles when I was in the hostel as well. So I think it started off with as an inspiration from my mother. And it's going really well. I love pickling meat, and I love pickling any sort of ingredients that is available seasonally. And I'm pretty good at it. I love pickling, and I can pickle anything. So I really enjoy pickling.
Yeah, that's so good. Now, I want to know, what are your favorite tools in the kitchen?
Okay. My favorite tool in the kitchen, it has to be a good sharp knife. I hate blunt knives, so it has to be a good knife. I mean, there's this traditional Khasi knife that I generally use, but now since I have the tag of being a chef, I love my chef's knife, and I love it sharpened every day. And I think that also comes from home itself. We cannot do away with a sharp knife. Every morning, I would wake up to the sound of my dad sharpening the knives at home, be it like the farm knives or like the kitchen knives, whatever it is. I would wake up to the sound of him sharpening the knife. So I think a sharp knife is something that is very important to me.
Yeah. Okay. Last question. What do you think people take away, from your, work in promoting Northeastern food in terms of, culinary appreciation and cultural understanding?
I think Northeastern cuisine has been so undermined and so unfamiliar. And I think it's high time that we, all of us who are doing something towards the food industry, it's high time that we showcase our amazing and million brilliant ways of cooking. So that's, I think, like, I just want to give an example. Like, for example, like I got a mail when I was doing my YouTube channel, and this person was a chef from Paris, and he wanted to get some recipes from Meghalaya, and I gave him 2 of my recipes, and it turns out to be extremely it was so successful, the menu that he ran, that it ran the entire week. So
what is it called? What menu was it? Can you share that menu with us?
It's been a while. I don't think I have the menu, but I remember 2 dishes that I suggested was the black sesame pork and the kappa. The kappa is a traditional Garo dish that is made by using an alkalizing agent. So I mean, like, it is so delicious and so tasty, and everybody knows about chicken tikka masala and this and that. Nobody knows about Northeastern cuisine. Yeah. So I think it's high time that anyone working towards all the chefs or whatever, needs to work towards, like, showcasing our cuisine and the million billion ways of cooking that we have. Yeah.
But you should come out with a cookbook.
Yes. I've actually, honestly, I've already put it out to a lot of people and media houses. They asked me what's the next step, and I said yes, a cookbook is on the way. And I really put that forward because I know that I will just slack. So there are people to just sort of remind me that I need to work on the book. I have a few pages ready. It's just not done yet. So yeah, working on it, and hopefully it will be out soon.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nambi. It's been a pleasure
Thank
talking to you.
you.